defenders, I think, is like.
Are we live? Of course we're live. People, Deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. I hope everyone's doing well and safe. I hope everyone's in good spirits. With it being Thursday, hope you're all moving that much closer to your goals, hopes, dreams, and aspirations. As I always say to you, look, you can't do any of this if you haven't got your health. So I hope everyone's in good health, and I hope everyone and their loved ones have continued good health. Do me a favor, if you're tuned in, please make sure you're hitting the like button, people. One love to everybody that's locked in and things like that. Please make sure you're hitting the like button and whatnot. What else are you lot saying? As I said, I hope you're doing well and safe. And if you haven't moved that much closer to your goals, hopes, and aspirations, you need to come off this live stream and go and do such. John Wayne, I ain't seen you for a minute. Big up yourself, my guy. Kroenke was told to leave a closed-door NFL meeting yesterday to discuss his lawsuit and the betrayal of the league owners, portraying Kroenke as a not-to-be-trusted character Arsenal needs to act. We're going to get over that. First one here. I'm not sure if you technically are the first one, but I appreciate you for being one of the first, my dude. Big up, DG. The haters came out in full force on this Thursday morning, bro. Listen, as I always say, yeah, to edit this, anyone that's genuinely disliked my videos because it's not their cup of tea, they don't like it or whatever, I'm not speaking about them. Fuck them, but I'm not speaking about them. They're entitled. Anyone that's genuinely trying any malice against this channel, spamming dislikes, doing any of that bad mind stuff, first things first, I want to say a big sorry to you. I am sorry for you that hateness is consuming your heart. I also want to say a big thank you to you because, you know, you're thinking about me almost as much as your baby mothers. I know your baby mothers. I bring out the pink shirt for them. Third of all, and I've always said, I mean this in the most disrespectful way there potentially can be. Anyone that's doing the bad mind thing, suck your mother 1,000,000,000 times and then tell you, you know, suck your grandma as well, you know. And I mean that in the most disrespectful way I can from the bottom of my heart, man, you know, but that's all I can say to them. Let's keep it moving. It's always a bit funny because when I go on my last video, my last live stream, apologies, all of a sudden it's gone down to 3. It was like at 20 sign, all of a sudden it's gone down to 3 dislikes, and this video might be the same. So anyone who's doing that, fuck them, man. I've not got anything to say on their cases. You know what? We've already beat them already, 33 dislikes. So again, it's not working. So once again, suck your mothers. On another hand, less airtime, man. So let's just keep moving. You hit the like button only when you like the video. Soprano. That's kind of what it's like, mate. I don't know if you like or don't like, but if you don't like, you need to leave. If you do like, one love to you. But yes, Captain Obvious, you're 100% right. And that's it, Adrian. But less of them, man. Less of them. I don't know for any of it. Less of them, man. You know, again, as I always say, I'm extremely thankful to be here with you guys. The support you guys give me. The fact that we're always having good conversation filled with many interesting topics and whatnot. So let's not give any more airtime. Let's do exactly what we do every day and have a good old chat about football, people. Hit the like button. Check out the pin message. One love to everyone who was in my live stream over on Twitch at 10 a.m. Make sure you're following and subscribing on Twitch. And one love to everyone who's been supporting the growth on that platform. And like I said, appreciative to everyone that was here. One love to everyone that's here now. Check out the pin message. I'm playing Football Manager at 3 p.m. over on Twitch again. So yeah, it is what it is. DG in and those things. So yeah, man, the good news and even better news for the haters is that we're not going nowhere, man. A man said, DG, what's good with all that West Ham stuff? ANF, I know, well, I don't know you, but I've met you. And people can't even run a joke again. Like I was surprised. Like, well, I have a West Ham shirt. Mikel Antonio gave it to me. Like, what about what we to do? People are too tribal. But like, you can't do that. I could do whatever the fuck I want. Like, and no one can tell me I don't love Arsenal Football Club or I don't support Arsenal Football Club. So I don't know what all that West Ham stuff is. It's a little joke. It's a little game. You lot get life way too seriously. I can do what, as long as I'm not being any malice to anyone, I'm not ruining anyone's stuff, I can do whatever the hell I want. So again, anyone who has a problem with me putting on a West Ham shirt and putting banner, bro, I'll do it again. It's in my thing, and no one can tell me a damn thing. There's no rules. I don't live my life for no next man or woman. You know, I'm doing my thing. So that's what's good with it. And anyone who wants to feel some sort of way, they're gonna have to feel some sort of way. And just like the haters, they can suck at him. But moving forward, As usual, the DG dislikers disliking the video before the stream ever starts. We will overcome those fools and get the likes up to a respectable level today, as we do every day. Joe, morning to you. Man said, Eddie, new contract. No, that's harsh, man. That's harsh. Morning. You know, we'll get over it, man. Got over a shirt, man. Bro, it's signed, bro. Like, it's a shine shirt, blood. Like, anyways, man, I appreciate you. We need to sign Zaha just for you, man. We keep moving. Why are we offering Eddie and Nketiah a new contract? To be fair with you, is that the wrong thing to do? And I think that's where we should pop off with that's where we should actually start. You know, that's actually the first comment I have on the timestamp. Many people are probably saying, let me know your opinions, people. Do you agree or disagree with Eddie and Nketiah getting a new deal? You know, let me know your reasons. There's no right or wrong answers. For me personally, there's no right or wrong answer. For me as Arsenal, the one thing I would say is you shouldn't have got into this situation, regardless of if Eddie's a good player or not. Last 6 months of his deal, that last summer period where he can chat to clubs for free in January and indirectly agree moves with English teams, we shouldn't have got in that territory. You know, Eddie, I've always said Eddie might not become a first team player for us, but that doesn't mean he can't make us a decent sum. You know, I'm on the fence with it because for me, I would be open to selling Eddie. I think, you know, Eddie and Nketiah, the contract's down. I do think he's going to develop a lot more. I don't know if he'll do it to the standard, you know. Very few strikers are the finished product at 20 years of age, but I think you've got Balogun, you've got Tyrese John Jules there. You're clearly looking at bringing in a striker. You've got Martinelli, you know, you've got Aubameyang at least for a year. So for me, you bring in another striker, you start Project Martinelli. So you've got 2 strikers in the squad. You would have Aubameyang at least for another year. And then obviously, you know, I think we get around it that way. Obviously, Balogun, if he shows these levels, that's the thing. So I'm with that. And again, the contract's running up. Again, it's all fun and games scoring in the cup, and that's fair. Eddie's shown he can't really do it really and truly. He doesn't really have a CV. I'd be open to Eddie getting a new deal, going out on loan, playing 20, 30 games. He's not going to get that in January, but seeing what you can do in Jan and really developing week in, week out, because he can do that. We know he can do the cup thing. You know, he's an Elko when it comes to the cup. We've become accustomed to him scoring in cup games and doing all of this for us. That's dead though. Because when crunch time is there, I do think he's become a bit more of an all-rounded player since he's actually returned from Leeds. I said it when he came back and I say it again. I think he's got a bit better physically. I think his general play isn't levels, but he does a bit more than just trying to be a poacher. He makes a good run off the left-hand side. Obviously, when I look at Eddie, he's described as a poacher and all his goals, they're all coming from inside the box. But if I was a club trying to sign someone that's a goal scorer or a poacher, I'm probably not going to sign Eddie Nketiah, with the exception of him being English and things like that, because he's not a poacher. He's not lethal in senior football. I'm not being harsh. His CV at Arsenal is meaty. His CV at Leeds is meaty. You look at his youth record for Arsenal in England, it's a shellers. You know, he needs to go out there and play. And this is why I was disagreeing with a lot of Arsenal fans when they sat here and they tried to liken it to a Rhian Brewster or a Tammy Abraham. Tammy Abraham's done the hard graphs. Villa, you know, Bristol, didn't work out for him. Swansea, he's got a CV behind him, you know. Brewster had a good spell at Swansea. Eddie ain't done none of that. That's why you can't get that sort of money. We did accept an offer for him, personal terms, with the problem now for me, if I'm Eddie, I'm running down my deal. I'm seeing what Arsenal have to say. I'm seeing what other clubs have to say and all of these things. And whatnot. Allegedly, you know, Eddie wants to sign. I'll get the article up in a moment, but that's my opinions. You know, I'm open just for, you know, he might be able to make a respectable sum. I'm very open to him getting a new deal and going out on loan. Because for me, within the next 2 years, you know, clearly the club want to bring in a striker. For me, ideal scenario is Balogun and Eddie go out on loan. You start Project Martinelli. You've got Aubameyang for a year. You bring in another striker. So next season, you've got another striker. You've got Aubameyang. You've got Martinelli, who can obviously be that. But I'd understand if Balogun and Eddie were retained and things, because I do think you need another striker in the squad. Within that year of Aubameyang's last year and these 2 out on loan, if they can show that they're levels and show that, okay, cool, there's a role for them, fair play. If not, go back out on loan again and try and make us money. You know, I want both of Balogun and Eddie and Tyrese John Jules to all progress to the first team. But if not, I've said it before and I say it again, there should be an avenue where we make 20 million a piece on these players. That's 60 million for players that might not even scratch the surface of the first team for this debate, people. So it's a bit of a mad one. And I think Eddie's a bit naive. I think, you know, Eddie clearly wants to stay at Arsenal Football Club. Whether it's going to be the case is another thing. Where's the actual whatnot here, people? And for what it's worth, you know, he's 22. You have to be 22 and not have significant games. You ain't got 50 league appearances to your name. It's a bit meaty, if I'm completely honest with you guys. Apparently, courtesy here. Apparently, Arsenal are prepared to offer Eddie Nketiah a 3-year contract, but the player wants assurances about his playing time before signing a new deal. And I think Eddie, you know, the situation could change with Lacazette and Aubameyang in the next 18 months. And at 22 years of age, you are coming to your own. But I think, you know, you need to probably. No one can tell you not to give up on your dream and stuff, and you know, back yourself. But you're not playing. You're barely in the squad. Yeah. You know, you've got Balogun, who's the same agent as you, signed a new deal. You've got Aubameyang and Lacazette. You've got Martinelli there. Even if players are not strikers, attacking players, there's only a certain amount that can be in the squad. Minutes are currency. You're not going to play unless a miracle happens. Arteta does retain faith in you. He does like you. He has started. But unless something mad happens, you're not getting in the squad. So I think a bit of you needs to remove the romance from Arsenal and things and be a bit honest with yourself and say, you know what, maybe I need to go elsewhere to develop. The player wants assurances. I don't think Eddie Nketiah is a player that can be given assurances because you're not good enough right now to give you assurances. From a selfish point of view, I want Arsenal to tell him every lie under the sun. Yeah, you're going to be part of plan. Sign that new deal. Then we're in a position of power. From someone who cares about youth talent, wait and see how the season develops and whatnot. But you should be leaving. You should be banging the door to leave in January or potentially, you know, potentially on loan or permanently. I don't know if Arsenal say, you know what, let's let him go on loan. Let's get a loan fee or let's push him out the door. A lot of things can happen, people. Injuries, these sort of things can happen. You can take your chance. So I would be open to giving him a new deal. It protects his value at 22 years of age. You tie him down to he's about 25. If he shows his levels, fair play. If not, you should be in a scenario where you make peace. But I think you probably need to leave. Please let me know your own opinions on Eddie Nketiah, really. And to be fair to him, I do respect his professionalism. I do respect the way he plays. I do respect him biding his time. But, you know, you never get the vibe. You do get the vibe of complacency at Arsenal. There's a very fine line between backing yourself and believing and needing to go out there and improve. Because if you was to go out on loan to a Premier League club or somewhere else and you're shelling it down and scoring goals, let's just say he did it from the start of the season to now, quite rightly, you know, we would ask that question. What's going on there? Well, you know, Aubameyang might not be scoring goals, which he is now. This is happening. What's going on there? We have to get Eddie Nketiah back. Just like with Joe Willock, you know, history was rewritten by Arsenal fans. They were screaming, we need Joe Willock and Joe Willock's gone and all these things. You need to go and make noise like that. You're not going to get England call-ups and play X amount of games, you know. Again, you're still developing, and I think people are quite harsh on young players in general. Like, you're not going to be the finished article. But I do think at 22 years of age, you should be more developed. You're 23 next year, bro. You're 23, you're not 19. Like, bro, what's going on? And I get it. You're comfortable at Arsenal. It's all you've known for a while. You want to play for Arsenal, but it might not be the thing. I don't mind you being. I can't see a role here beyond you being a squad player because you haven't shown that you can elevate beyond that. I do think people are writing off Eddie unnecessarily, but the maths don't lie. You know, at 22 years of age, you've scored 15 times in 67 games for us. You know, you've played 38 Premier League games, scoring 5. So the CV is dead. Really and truly, but you haven't played too much. If we was to further scrutinize these things and see how much he's actually, like, you know, how many times he's played 90 minutes, it's probably meaty. You know, you ain't been in the Premier League squad this season, despite being fit and things. Now, a part of that might be the contract. A part of it might not be. Now, in the minutes you've played, you've got 2 goals in 2 appearances. That's lethal. And I hope we're fielding some offers for him in January. But yeah, man, it is what it is. It is what it is where I'm concerned with Eddie. Please let me know your opinions on Eddie and what assurances. I think that's almost like, you know the truth. If he wants assurances, it's almost like you know the truth in your heart, but you just don't want to admit it. And that's probably that. You probably need to move away from Arsenal to develop. Clearly, the club want to look at a striker, and Eddie might be a baller in the future. But for me, if you're looking for a new striker, go and get your little 15, 10, probably 10 million now in January because you just need to get some P's. If he doesn't sign a new deal, start Project Martinelli, working on him playing through the middle, sign an established striker. You've got Aubameyang for a year. Eddie and Balogun, loan them out unless injuries don't happen. Let's see what they're on. See if they can find, you know, if they can replace that role. Because for me, I need someone to be able to do that Lacazette role next season. I want a new striker that can do Aubameyang's job historically. But I do think right now, Lacazette's flavor of the month. But there's also been times where it hasn't been best to play him or he hasn't been loved by the fan base. And I think people underestimate When you're playing 38 Premier League games and you're playing in cups, which we aspire to be in, you need a whole squad. It's not, one system isn't going to be it. Again, against Spurs, it felt like we needed to change everything. When we won that game, people were saying that's what we're doing. Then we had some shaky performances, and now the Villa game, that's what we need to do. 4-4-2 is the thing. You need to be able to chop and change. You need different squad players, and I do think that's one thing I'm going to miss with Lacazette going. Having someone that can, maybe we don't need to scrutinize Lacazette's individual qualities, but I do think you need someone that can offer something different to the strikers you have, and someone that can hold up play, someone that can just be another option within the squad. It's as simple as that. And hopefully, if Eddie can find that little role for himself, why not? But if not, let's go and make money, because the task of this academy is to progress guys to the first team, which we've done well. We've got Saka and Smith Rowe, other people chomping at the bit. So, and then the second one of it is obviously to prepare good human beings. If they're not going to have a career at Arsenal or as a footballer, can they be positive contributions to society, or can they have good careers at another team at a similar level or even higher? Because there's been people that have left this club and they've just gone from strength to strength, really, and surprised people. And then the third one, can you make money? And it's obviously producing players, whether you rate these players or think they're to the standard or not, is a completely different debate. For me, it's that bridge. We get them into the first team. It doesn't always seem like there's clarity with their development. From an Arsenal perspective, it don't seem like we're making enough decisions about their development. And for them, they seem a bit complacent, and they play these cup games, and they're here and they're not there. And then also, it's like, how do we make cash now? If you don't develop them properly, you can't make a cash. And if we're going to be self-financing the academy, we should be in a situation where we can do a bit of the Chelsea thing, where in a world, maybe our very own Lamptey, and Livramento don't make it. Could they be sold? Imagine if we had Borja. Look what they've done with Borja. Sent him to Vitesse. Now he's doing his thing for Southampton. I don't know if he's going to make the grade. There might be a role there for him at Chelsea because Tammy's left. Or they might say, you know what? Southampton, what are you saying? 20 mil, sell on clause, boom, let's go. These sort of things are needed. Not that Chelsea need to be as self-financing as us, but you can't not respect it. This is what we need to do. And it comes down to having a proactive approach, in my opinion. And it does feel like we've been very reactive in a lot of aspects, especially youth development, once they cross that bridge and they're first team players, full-time players, as reflected in a Reece Nelson, historically Joe Willock, Eddie Nketiah, probably missing out another one. I'd say up until 10 months ago, up until he got his Chelsea chance, Smith Rowe was probably part of this band as well. But yeah, man, loaning man out when they're not fitting them thing there. But yeah, that's that where Eddie Nketiah is concerned for me. Please get your opinions in as well, because yeah, I went off on a tangent there. They're just hating for no reason. Don't mind them. You're doing good, bro. Bro, air them. Let's hit the like button and let's do what we need to do, man. Bro, it's one person. Eddie Nketiah probably thinks he's made it and is comfortable on the bench. Probably, I do think Eddie has a false sense of ability. Like, he tries to go on like he's mess, but I don't think you are. Tino is on. The man has said, where are those Joe Willock stands who were calling me crazy? He's 22 and still plays like a youth, man. Come on, we are too nice as a club. Mbappe is 22. There's no excuse. I mean, comparing every 22-year-old to Mbappe, I'm not saying Eddie Nketiah is going to be messed, but where was Jamie Vardy, Aubameyang, Harry Kane? What were these guys doing at 22? Maybe even Lewandowski in that. What were they doing at 22? Generally, at all levels, how many youth strikers at 22 are badding it up? That's killing Mbappe. And is he actually always playing through the middle? He's a terrific talent, a generational talent. Eddie Nketiah is just a footballer. Let's be a bit sensible, man. Aubameyang and Lacazette to play together, and next season that will give us time to develop Martinelli, Balogun, and sign a new striker. Musiala, Rice, Bellingham, Gallagher, Mount, Chalobah, Livramento, Borja. Chelsea academy has been and is different. It is they sourced if the players haven't come through their system, they sourced them from other clubs. Wasn't Mason Mount at Portsmouth for a second? Callum Hudson-Odoi was at Charlton. No different. We've pinched a bunch of boys from Charlton. Amari Hutchinson, Trey Coyle, Tyrese John Jules. I'm probably missing a hell of them. A lot of them were sourced, bro. What Charlie Patterno's taken from Luton, Chelsea do a madness, whether it's locally based players or whatever. And I think one thing that helps Chelsea as well is logistically, they've got Cobham, so that's Surrey and surrounding areas, to the point where you can be near Portsmouth and Southampton and get them Musialas and get Mount, and you can do whatever the hell you want all over London. It's mad. Bro, Chelsea. Do you know what it is with Chelsea? Chelsea are proactive with it, with their development of youth players. Arsenal, I know we do our little, and other clubs, I know we do our little scrutinizing the loan market and things, but I don't think it's to that intensity, really and truly. Chelsea make monsters, bro. Like, man are gonna have decent careers. Chelsea are doing well. Statistically, Arsenal are creating players. We've got, we're up there for players playing, but Chelsea are doing for me what United used to do in that, to a higher standard in that. Sometimes a lot of young players didn't make the grade under Sir Alex Ferguson, but you will see that a man will have a decent championship career. He'll be up here and about in the Premier League. I think Chelsea have got that. Leave them. You can't have everyone. You can't have Livramento, Reece James, all of these guys. But these guys are gonna go off and do decent things. DG, this live has become part of my morning routine. Big up to you. Big Manny, you're always here. Appreciate you. And I agree with you. Eddie needs to dip, bro. And I do think it's harsh because on one hand, I do think it's a lack of ambition from Eddie. You want to just be part of Arsenal. You don't want to go away and see what football's like. It's all, Arsenal it's a privileged position. I don't think you want to go away from it. I wouldn't either. But at the same time, I do, to be fair, if you back yourself to make it, you're at training, you're listening to the manager. If the manager does retain faith in you, who am I to sit there and tell you, no, you shouldn't, you should go on loan, you shouldn't fight? I'm just going on the maths. You've been trying to do this fighting into the first team thing under a couple of gaffers. You've had Wenger. Fair enough, you was a young guy and you're still young. Didn't bang. Emre didn't bang. You did get into the first team at a point under Arteta. Hasn't banged. You need to move on. Simple as that. Go and get first team minutes. Go and play somewhere where you're going to play consistently, where they're not going to care that you're a young player or whatever. They're just going to know, are you a striker? Can you do the job? Simple as that. Eddie has nice link-up playing decent. Speedy does, so hopefully he can get some P's. Protecting value in a post-COVID market, not sure in my opinion, may still be difficult to sell. To be fair, if you can't sell, 3-year deal, loan him out, get some loan fee cash. It is what it is. Disregard him in relation to the first team. A Chelsea fan is going around disliking channels, uses his multiple accounts. Sad, man. Sad. My boys have Juventus and Barca shirts. I'm not going to do something. Broski, I've got no loyalty to anyone but Arsenal, and even then it's banter, brother. I'll wear anything but a Spurs and Chelsea shirt could get thrown on in some sort of context. A big man, to be going, oh my God, he put on a shirt. Chelsea spend a lot of money, but they make a lot of money. We spend and don't get nothing back. Bro, we spend a lot of money. We don't spend, bro. People move like Arsenal ain't got bands, bro. How did Liverpool sell Brewster for 23 million? In terms of ability, Eddie must be worth more than Brewster. Because what's Eddie done in the senior game? Realistically, Brewster done his thing at Swansea. What's Eddie ain't done nothing. Once you move away from the potential, it's tired, man. Like, it's mad tired. I'm torn. He always plays well when I watch him at the Emirates. I mean, I just want to make cash, bro. He's 22 and he's still, well, I've already got that. I just want to make peas, bro. That's all I'd say. Just peas need to be made. Somehow I can't lie, man. Somehow we zang them. Arsenal have done a lot of terrible business, but to get 35 million for Iwobi, to get mad money for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, to somehow fleece Theo Walcott money, we done all right in them things, man. Bro, I'm not putting on no Spurs shirt or Millwall, man. Shout out to my guy, Bicky. I told you I'll forgive it. Be a West Ham shirt. Still ain't popped the tag, man. I'm good, my guy. Hope you're good. Always tune in to Deluded Gooner at 1 a.m. in Hawaii. So it's a pleasure, bro. I appreciate that. And I appreciate the fact that really you should be in your bed. I wouldn't be able to stay up, but you're taking in some content. So I appreciate that, man. Game time is important, DG. I didn't even know Chalobah played over 100 senior. Bro, minutes are currency. And it's logically, it is. You look at, not everything makes the difference. But like you said, Chalobah has played. He went on, did he not just the other day? He was on loan at France. He's been on a couple of in France. He's been on a couple of others. Mason Mount. When I I knew Mason Mount from his Chelsea academy days, but when I really knew this lad was special, I'm seeing him play Europa League for Vitesse. Then obviously he went to Derby and them things there. There's platforms. Tammy Abrahams had a bad loan spot at Swansea. Stuff to learn from. Shelled it down at Bristol. Good and bad loan spells they make you. With Arsenal, it just seems a bit reactive. We shouldn't be at a point with 22. We're looking at this thing. And for the Liverpool point earlier, Liverpool are hustlers. Chelsea are proactive and hustlers. Liverpool are hustlers. We're not proactive. We're part-time hustlers, really and truly. A broken clock is right a couple of times in the day, really, you know. And that's probably where we're at when you look at some of the more positive sales Arsenal have made in comparison to everyone, man. Would you wear Burnley shirt? No, 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 no. Burnley go if they get relegated for bans. Why not, man? Arsenal need to shake packing order. Pecking order, I think you meant to say send Eddie on loan. Try Balogun. Balogun looked better in a few games I saw him in the Europa League. To be fair, there has to be a match. I would try Balogun as well, but you have to discount the Europa League in my opinion because yeah, man, like we're playing Dundalk and them things there, man. If I'm completely honest with you. You need him to be outside of his comfort zone. But away from all of that, people, Arsenal have been linked with Zakaria on a free transfer. Now, for what it's worth, if we're gonna sign anyone from Gladbach, it should be that Toulouse player that they've signed, that Kone brother. Like he's, you know, he snaps at the heels, he wins the ball back, he's an okay passer. I think he's only 20 years of age. You know, I do like the look of the young lad, and I think he's a good player, really and truly. So he's someone I would have a look at. You know, many people might be wary of the last Swiss midfielder we signed from Gladbach and the polarizing opinions. For me, with Zakaria, in the last 12 to 18 months, I've gone off the boil with him. I used to be a big fan of his. I'm not quite so much. I don't really rate him like that. I think his passing has improved, but he's still susceptible to what's the word, like lapses in concentration sort of thing. But saying that, free transfer at 24, 25 years of age, I'd be open to that. You know, he's a similar profile, completely different, but similar profile to Lokonga, Partey, and that would give us three of those options. And to get him for free would be a good thing at his age. Again, I do want a bit more midfielders whose primary strengths are going forward. I would like some number eights, and you know, I think we need two eights, and I think Zakaria, Partey, Lokonga. It's the same logic that sees us having Basuma, Partey, and Lokonga. I'm not saying it's bad options to have. People get injured, but you know, there's not much to that. There's not much variety. You know, variety is the spice of life. So yeah, man, I do think a different profile is required. Clearly, him and his agent are exploring the market because he's been linked with Roma. Don't know if that has knock-on effects for Granit Xhaka if they go back in for him. I don't know if they'll sell him at a cut price fee, considering his contract is running up in January. But he's wanted by United, Man City, Roma, and obviously Spurs. With disregarding Spurs, obviously Arsenal probably an attractive proposition, and you got Xhaka probably being an agent. You know, United is Man United. You can't really, for me, anyways. If we get away from the banter and stuff, United's a club you can't turn down. You know, if I'm a footballer in Real Madrid, Barca, Bayern Munich, to a degree PSG, you know, you can't say no when these clubs come coming in. It come calling. Spurs banter, Roma, it's interesting. Jose Mourinho, you can't say no to him really. If I'm a footballer, you definitely can't say no to Pep. So I think, you know, Pep should probably grab him, and I know Fernandinho's probably going to keep it moving. I do think Arsenal being thrown in, being linked with this guy and other teams, hit the like button if you haven't. They're being it's just to just force the sort of interest and, you know, appear that the client is in high regards. But it is what it is, people. Let's see what some of these articles are saying, people. Anyways, apparently Arsenal chief Edu determined to beat Jose Mourinho to free agent bargain transfer. Scrolling all the way down, apparently Edu is said to be determined to see off competition from Italy for Swiss international midfielder Dennis Zakaria. The 24-year-old has been previously monitored by Manchester City and Liverpool, will be available on a free transfer. And to be fair with you, you know, again, you're hearing that we're preparing that bid for Noah Lang again. I'm tired of those rumors. You know, apparently Zakaria and his entourage have been reluctant to sign a new deal with Gladbach in a bid to manufacture an exciting move, and it looks like that could be on the cards at the end of the campaign. He's played 38 times for his country. Didn't do the best at on loan. Didn't do the best at the Euros, but fair play. According to Blind, where you probably have to take this publication with a pinch of salt, Arsenal are in the running for his signature, and the player wants to move to the Premier League. So then the four of the five clubs that we probably just mentioned, that's there. Apparently, that is clear. When asked if Arsenal are also hot on Zakaria, Christian Flacker said allegedly. There's been interest in the past. Zakaria is on the books of almost every top club in Italy, but he wants the Premier League. Arsenal could be the team that can't afford them anymore, but are interested. free agent, I think we could do that. But allegedly, you know, keeping up the same logic, apparently Arsenal are interested in Borussia Mönchengladbach midfielder Dennis Zakaria, but may be unable to afford him at this moment. On a free transfer, why not? I can't imagine his wages are going to ruin the structure. I can't imagine his signing on fee is going to. Can anyone see such? And he has come back from a serious knee injury to play quite well, if I'm honest with you. And he's being linked with a whole host of clubs, people. So again, apparently he wants to move to the Premier League, which is probably the primary driver behind such. Whether that correlates and actually happens, though, are two very different things, people. So, yeah, man, we'll see what happens in that regards. Where Zakaria is concerned, folks. What are you lot saying? I like Zakaria, but he has nothing on Nketiah. We must try and get Nketiah. I would like Nketiah, but that's a myth. We need different type midfielders. We need like a Dani Ceballos type. I get you. Terrible example of terms of the name, but facts, man. I think we've got too many guys that can do the same things. None of these players can really help us break down a low block. I think Zakaria would do a way better job than Xhaka in that role next to Partey, maybe, but then he's offering, pardon my language, fuck all going forward. Really. Lapse in concentration, you say, perfect for us. Oh, man. Kone's been, I mean, I've known about Kone since his days at Toulouse, so I don't know about no one looking at that Bayern Munich game. And he's a player that, you know, where's G? Because I'm sure there was one of you that's been on the Kone hype train with me. It would be a good signing if he could avoid injuries. Avoiding injuries, you say? Mad. I would like Benassia, but we've just got to kiss that one goodbye. Mark Rocker on loan at Bayern Munich. It could be an avenue, but that one there is probably rubby. I can't lie to you, my guy. It's probably rubbed, but it is what it is. Please make sure we're hitting that like button, people. Yeah. Fair play. There we have it. Olmo is the dude you want, but they threw money at Odegaard. Smith Rowe and Saka can flank a striker, and it's far more complete. I mean, Almo's lit, but he's probably going to go back to Barca, innit? Smash the like button if you haven't already. I would take Van der Beek if he still doesn't get game time. So would I, but United are going to have a change in manager, really. So days could be better for Van der Beek. So the loan, he's been primarily linked to Everton. Them links there are probably gone now, really. You know, if a new manager comes in, you know, not just him, a lot of players at United, players that probably are always on the score sheet, on the team sheet, sorry, with Oli, are going to have to think about their places. People not getting an opportunity are going to get an opportunity. Please make sure we're hitting that like button, people. 179 of you locked in. There's still only 98 likes. What is all that about? People are moving. You lot are being lazy. Why is everyone not feeling Odegaard all of a sudden? I don't know, man. I still believe in Odegaard. I still rate Odegaard quite heavy, but I can only speak for myself still. But moving away from all of that, though, folks, Stan Kroenke, and yeah, a lot of you have probably just screwed your faces up at the screen and whatever. His name is being mentioned in relation to this NFL lawsuit, and he's facing backlash in relation to potentially slashing Arsenal's ticket prices. Is what it is. So yeah. It is what it is. Let's look at what's going on where this is regarded. So yeah, let's close that. Let's close that. Let's close that. Let's close that. Let's close. So apologies, people. We've just unnecessarily closed the tab. Well, that sucks. That one there is gone. But anyways, let's get into this Kroenke business. That's the first thing where Kroenke is concerned. Apologies, people. I know where I need to find the link I actually had. What the hell is going on here? Stan Kroenke. Let's just take it old school. Type his name in. So let's see what's going on where he's concerned. First one is Stan Kroenke under pressure to lower Arsenal ticket prices after startling study results. Not sure what this is going to be, but allegedly Arsenal have been, well, I'm scrolling all the way down, people. Right, back-to-back place finishes in the league, the price Arsenal fans are paying for a ticket into the Emirates remains among the highest in the league. I mean, I can't say we didn't know this. Allegedly, a study has found that Arsenal have the worst value for money tickets based on club's performance, which obviously is going to be there. Apparently, Arsenal fans were paying a staggering £37 per goal, thanks to the cheapest season ticket costing, £891. For context, Manchester City supporters were treated to a season whereby they paid just £7 for a goal. And to be fair, if something's a rare asset, which is Arsenal struggle to score, it's going to cost a lot more. So maybe that's why. So yeah, I think this article is probably overhyping a lot. We know the price of food and drink at Arsenal is ridiculous, really and truly. More pressing matters, and hopefully this means a lot for Stan Kroenke. In fact, let me what's it called? LA Rams. Was it their Instagram that I found the display, that I found the thumbnail? Was it this one? Yeah, it was. Let me scroll the way down. I just want to show you something. This is it's not funny because nothing's funny about Arsenal, but could you imagine him holding an Arsenal shirt? It's quite funny. It's quite funny, isn't it? Like, again, I don't know how good or bad his stuff at LA Los Angeles Rams are, but someone must hold him in high regards. I mean, this looks like a family member, to be fair to you, but could you imagine an Arsenal shirt saying the Great 199? Does he even know what an Arsenal shirt looks like? Fair play, I don't know. But looking at this, pausing this, brother. LA Rams owner Stan Kroenke angers NFL owners with financial pivot related to the lawsuit on St. Louis move, sources say. Stan Kroenke might be trying to back away from his promise to cover tens of millions of dollars in legal expenses related to his team's 2016 departure from St. Louis, a revelation that angered many NFL owners when they learned of it on Tuesday. I mean, Stan Kroenke promising and doing something different, crazy. It's almost like he hasn't made a career of doing that. Vince McMahon doesn't rate your team, there's a problem. For what it's worth, people, the Rams and other owners are embroiled in a fierce 4-year lawsuit from the St. Louis Regional Convention and Sports Complex Authority, which argues that the league broke its own relocation guidelines, misled the public on its plans to leave the city, and cost the city millions in revenue. Sounds a bit Arsenal. The league has lost many of its notions and was denied a hearing in the US Supreme Court. The case has entangled all 32 teams and cost millions in legal fees, which to this point has been mostly covered by Kroenke under the identification agreement. Indentification, I don't know what that word is, he signed as part of the relocation. For some teams, the bills have run into 8 figures. Although Kroenke has been in discussions with the league for some time over the scope of the agreement, owners first learned of the shift in the position several hours into Tuesday's meeting. Sources told ESPN that the executives for each team were asked to leave the room. Only owners' representatives for the clubs that didn't send owners and senior league executives remained. Apparently, a lengthy update on the lawsuit was delivered, including the league's latest argument that the trial set for January should be moved out of St. Louis in order to get an impartial jury. Sources told ESPN that Kroenke then stood and told the room that he is invested in the league and done everything the league has asked him to do. He apologized for the ongoing lawsuit, but argued that it wasn't his fault. Bro, imagine Kroenke answering questions. Who knows what this brother sounds like? It's mad, people. So again, long story short, Kroenke is doing people dirty once again, people. So yeah, it is what it is, really and truly. Apparently, a source close to Kroenke says now that the Rams owner believes that some of the legal issues arise from that email, and after building the stadium and agreeing to house the charges as a tenant for a year, he shouldn't be responsible for all legal fees. Clearly, they're going back and forth, people, and yeah, man, I think that's where that's concerned, but that's what's going on with Stan Kroenke. False promises, leveraging people's love for something to do heinous acts, really, from a footballing point of view, from a sports point of view, seems right up the street of Kroenke, really and truly. It is what it is. Shamani's a baller, a fraud doing fraudery. What's new? Trust me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. The last thing KSE wants to do is piss off other NFL owners. Lots of dudes with deep pockets who can make his life miserable if they shift their weight against him. Do it, please. Anything to pressure this guy to clip Arsenal out of his portfolio. Why do our fans want to sign rejects from our rivals? Let's get players who genuinely want to play and sign for Arsenal. I mean, that's just a bit of fan talk. I mean, if the players are good, the players are good. The problem is when we're signing scraps from others, from rivals, that's the issue. Just spoke about Kroenke. I don't know why some people don't see Partey as a DM, bro. I wouldn't say he's necessarily a DM, but your primary job in that Arsenal team for Partey is to win the ball back, break down play, and recycle it to the more attacking players. I think the lines get blurred at Arsenal, where Partey is expected to do a lot of things. Fans have gassed it up and probably over-talked his technical abilities. I'm not saying Partey isn't a fantastic passer or a good carrier of the ball. He is, but he didn't make it as a professional footballer for those skills. So again, just because you're a more creative number 8 at this club, it doesn't mean you don't have to do the defensive arts. Just because you're a 6 doesn't mean you don't have to play progressive passes. And I think the lines are blurred with fans, and they think Partey is this. I wouldn't say Partey is limited, but he's definitely more limited than fans make out. And I just think the unbalance in all of our team is reflected in our midfield as well, man. Bruno Guimaraes is a shout. None of these men are landing in January, though. Control Shift T to reopen a closed tab, my guy. Shout out to you. Oh, no. Swear down. Hey, you learn something new every day. Hey, shout out to you. I'm going to Atomic Whisperer. Shout out to you for the shortcuts, man. Tell them again. Don't think they'll be slashing any ticket prices. 214 of you, please hit the like button. If you have not hit that like button, unexpected high bills due. Kroenke will never sell this club. If you have hit that like button, God bless you. Continued health. Hope you win £1 million and things like that. Would you take John McGinn, or do you think Villa would command far too much? There's a complete midfielder with variety. Wouldn't say he's complete, but I would take him. But yeah, they're gonna ask an arm and a leg. We have to get the best out of Odegaard, Smith Rowe before looking at other options. Look at West Ham. They have a group of players who've been playing together for some time. I hear that, but if you're saying that to say not to sign a number 8 or whatever, I think you're smoking something very strong, Emmanuel. I'm taking Van der Beek, but it's not happening, man. It's not happening. Shout out to you, Luke Thomas, for your birthday. Happy birthday on behalf of everyone listening. If a reject comes in the form of Van der Beek, I'm open to it, boy. It's hard to find a good number 8. Is it? Is it a competent one who can just do the job? Maybe not a world-class one, but someone who can just do their job and just progress the ball and wants the ball. Is it? I don't know. I hope it's not. I hope it's not, people. I hope it's not. What happened to Aouar? I don't know. I mean, Odegaard can play as an 8, and it is something, but listen, I just want an 8, man. I do think Smith Rowe and Odegaard can play as an 8. They can be taught there, but I want someone to arrive in the club. There's no teaching. You are an 8. I would love to, but beggars can't be choosers, innit? 25 million, we can have Renato still. True. Don't know if he's directly the profile I'm calling for. What do you think of McKennie? Decent player. Don't really want him. Would you rather sign Isak or Aouar? Oof. We need a striker. We need a centre mid, innit? So I'll give Aouar bias. So I'll say Aouar. When Odegaard is number 8, he does so much, he ends up disappearing during the game. I think he's calm, but then, you have the games against Burnley where him and Partey looked mad. And then you have the games where, who was it? Palace, where it's like he's trying, I'll call it an 8.5. He's trying to, not even an 8, an 8.5 is what I need at this club, but it's almost like he's trying to be a 10 and press and do all the Odegaard, he's typically behind the Bamian with that press. And then he's just trying to be an 8. It's not like he's doing 50 and 50. It's like he's trying to do too much. And then Partey was in his own world. Odegaard's in his own world. So again, I've seen 2 games. It's been a hit and it's a miss. It's a bit like Xhaka and Partey. When we put in performances like Spurs, what can I tell them? But let's be real, Let's be real. There's been times that midfield has been poor. So it's, I don't really believe in any of our midfield pivots. I like Thomas Partey and Lokonga. Had a good game against Villa. But when they play 2 somewhat informed teams against Palace, stinkers, Stinker when Lokonga come off the bench. Stinker in general from Partey. They got bullied against Brighton. Now, a lot of it was probably due to the system because they went with a three in midfield, and maybe it's on Arteta. But yeah, man, I think we need some more midfield options. I think we need some more I think we're crying for creativity in the middle of the park. I think we're crying for me, anyways. I want to see games where people want the ball, people want to slice teams open, people want to. A form of defense is how you hold on to the ball, and I don't think we have that. So I think this is where we need to go, really and truly. I'm dying for some strikers. I mean, for some midfielders. I definitely am dying for a striker as well. Yeah, man, that's what I need. Deluded moving mad with the hour prop. What has he been on this season? To be fair to you, had a good game against Saint Etienne. I mean, I haven't said anything. A man asked me, do I want Isaac or Hour? I said I will take Hour. What sort of what propaganda? Do you know what moving mad is? You're sounding like them Love Island people, and they're just saying moving mad to prove that they're listening to the culture. What you fuck are you on about? Like, to be fair, he's been all right this season. To be fair with you. Let me see statistically what he's been on, because his statistics are never that good. Man asked me, do I want Isak or Hour? And even Isak, as I rate Isak, how many goals has Isak back this season? Like, come on now. Let's fix up and be a bit sensible. Again, take the ball for them, but I believe in fixing a house the right way. You've tried to lock down the defense. Arsenal with their additions, the midfield needs to be locked down. You're gonna sign Isak or Martinez if it did happen, and then you're not gonna create nothing. Nothing's gonna happen until that Arsenal midfield is really fixed. Arsenal will not do a damn thing. Not do a damn thing. Are we going to get a striker in January, or do we need one? We lack goals in it, so we do need one. Whether we sign one, I don't know. Did we not sign Adebayor one January? If we do something like that in terms of an established name, it's a madness. DG. I appreciate that. Who would you play? Who would you play front three? Well, right now, Aubameyang, Saka, and Lacazette is the thing I got to go with, or making it work. Just getting them all in the lineup. DG got some brazy one-liners. Bro, Isaac's lit, but man are gassing it, bro. Like, man gassed it. Man were gassing it. Man were gassing it. I clock man were gassing his thing from the Euros, because we was doing watch-alongs. Man were doing bare gassing, and there was one, people were saying he's played an amazing game against Spain. He's taken one shot, he's miskicked it into the ground. It's not going on target, it's deflected in. Isaac's messed, but man gas it up a bit, man. Man overdo it, bro. I always been wavy this season, so I don't know what man are on, bro. Like, man said moving mad. Do you feel like Lacazette actually suits the profile of striker Arteta wants? I think the replacement they're looking for might actually be a different style. I think Aubameyang's got 50% of what Arteta likes. I think Lacazette does. I think there's elements of Nketiah. I don't think any of them wholeheartedly convince Mikel Arteta. So something like that. Maybe Edu can find someone in Brazil. Hopefully, man. Hope so. What about Sterling? Seems like he has fallen out of favour at Man City. I would love Sterling, but Sterling's wasting his time at 26, 27 years of age, no matter what you think about him, if he's going to join Arsenal's project. It don't make sense. You can't go from a team, winning titles and all of them things to 1 minute we can beat teams that are meant to be competing for Europe. The next time we're begging to get a point, and the numerous inconsistencies. It don't make sense. Unless Arsenal are going to give you 300 bags a week or something stupid. Trust. Big up DG. Rabiot is having a torrid time at Juventus. Would you take him? Love from South Africa. I think he comes with a bit too much baggage, The ability, yeah, but there's just too much baggage with that Donny, so I might just leave it, man. Lacazette is good enough. All our forwards play good with Lacazette in the team. I think Lacazette's had purple patches, and he's had patches where he hasn't cut the mustard. Ultimately, Lacazette's been a good signing for Arsenal, but it's been extremely underwhelming. For 52 million, we have not got the Lacazette we thought we got. No matter what way you shape it, You know, he's had that season where he was moving mad and got player of the season, but he has, for someone with all that hype, never got 20 league goals, never been, you know, ain't got 20 league goals and things like that. And a lot of things where you would expect a 52 million pound player to have: link up play, pressing, consistency, you know, galvanizing. We overcompensate because of Lacazette. So yeah, man, I don't know who said he's not good enough, but I mean, you're not gonna. If Lacazette was our only striker and there was no Aubameyang, we wouldn't do much, you know. Again, and we clocked it 6 months into it, because why would we not have gone for a direct winger to replace Alexis Sanchez? We went for Aubameyang, who can play out there. I do think in today's day and age, you need to do more than score goals. And there's a lot of men that score goals, like Lukaku, and people draw him out about general play. But equally, you know, there's a lot of people that they might not have the goals, but they're good for the team on occasion. And this is why I said at the start, in the squad, you need, if you're going to let Lacazette go, you need someone that can have what he has in the squad, what he brings, because there's different games for different stuff. You know, again, I think people rewrite history of Lacazette. Even last season, they were calling him shit. They were calling him, they were saying he's trying to be Fernandinho. Then the second half of last season, him and Pepe probably are two best players, with the exception of the A-lenders and maybe a couple other names. And there's been times we've looked disjointed with Lacazette. It's the same way. Everybody's the messiah when they're not involved, and everybody's the hero when they are involved. There's been games we've played Xhaka and we've been terrible and these things. But DG Lacazette hasn't always had the best players around him to score 20 league goals. I hear that, but you look at however many strikers at other clubs, they've had worse to work with. They're still getting respective thingies. Aubameyang's had Tosh to work with. He still scored goals. We've got to call a spade a spade. He's just not scoring goals because he's not got it in him. Like, and Lacazette's a good player. He can do other things for us. You know, I'm not comparing him to Jogba. Jogba don't have the best of records over a season, but you know what Jogba's on. But what we can't do is lie to ourselves and call a spade and pretend that, you know, because I've been down this. You know, we used to, we were at the point where we was getting onto Wenger and saying, statistically, the last 10 minutes are when the most goals in the Premier League are scored. Why does he keep taking him off? Bro, we've been down this road, brother. Like, bare strikers. And I get it, but it's like I said last season, Aubameyang, you know, the lack of the way the team's playing, the lack of service, all of these sort of things were genuine statements to bring up with Aubameyang. But he's not scoring goals because you're not scoring goals. Come on, man. There's bare lethal hitmen in this Premier League. There's certain men that Lacazette can't outscore. And I think, you know, there's no way around it. Lacazette's been a good player for us, a very good player regardless. But, you know, for Arsenal, 68 goals, 29 assists and 177. It's not bad, but it's not amazing. It's nothing like, you know, the Lyon form, 275, 129 goals, 43 assists, you know. You look at him in Liga, 100 goals in 203 games, 32 assists. Where the Premier League is concerned, 51 goals and 23 assists in 132. Lacazette's a quality player, big game player, passion merchant, link-up play, gets the best out of other players. But we overcompensate with the talks about creativity, with the pressing, with all of these things that you should be able to do if you're 50 million, bro. I'm not going to lie to you. If you cost 52 million, should be able to do that, man. And whatever way I hear you, man, Lacazette can score all of that. But, I mean, listen, he's played under Wenger. He's played under Emery. He's played under Arteta. The most he scored in the league is 15. Enough said, innit? We can talk about this till we're blue in the face, but you've played under 3 gaffers. Like, at some point, man, have to just say Lacazette is not bagging, has not bagged 20 league goals because of him. You know, if Lacazette was so vital to this team, then I agree with it. You know, I think Lacazette is. Do not take this as someone hating on Lacazette at all. I'm just being honest. If Lacazette was so amazing, bro, there would be a contract offer on the table. And I don't want to talk too much because people, you know, confidence and things like that. But you know, the club have been trying to do things in this regard. You know, there's no, you know, if Lacazette has a purple patch, form can make a difference. But there's no coincidence he ain't signed the deal. Aubameyang, Balogun, all these guys, I'm not saying they're better than him, but there's a priority from the club. And to be fair with you, if I'm honest with you, if I'm playing devil's advocate with you, lot, are you telling me you can't find a striker? I'm not, again, to the squad, big up Lacazette, but you're telling me you can't find a player, Arsenal. The minimum requirement should be you should be good at link-up play. You should have passion. You should be a technical baller. Are we overcompensating now? Are we overcompensating? You know, really and truly. Firmino, listen, Firmino's role is completely different at Liverpool's. He's, it's quite similar to Lacazette's in that he presses, but Liverpool are not relying on him for goals. They've got Mane and whatever. If they didn't have them two, they might look at him differently. And now they're looking at strikers. So what's being said there? Gab Jesus has been everything but a major sort of first team player for City. So I'm not sure that's a great example. Pep Guardiola has at times even dropped all strikers. Man weren't playing Sergio. Please take your Lacazette, defense warrior mechanisms off, because you find you're not actually listening. I've actually praised his creativity and his other things. Listen, Lacazette ain't gonna fuck you. Like, please relax. Whenever we talk about Lacazette or Emre, people get excited, bro. I'm not telling you what to think. I'm just telling you to think. You can have your opinion. That's mine. I big up Lacazette. But again, if you find me someone that can press, someone that can slap his chest, someone that can link up play, these are things I'm not going to miss. In Aubameyang's defense, I'm not going to really miss Aubameyang for his technical ability. If we sit here and somebody's not getting the goals, I'm saying, yo, what's going on? Goals win games. Lacazette don't do that. And with exception, there's been times he has scored vital goals. I am not saying he hasn't been a good player, but stop rewriting history. Over a 38-game period, there's only a couple man historically in this Arsenal team that are on it, and everyone goes through patches that are on it from August to May. Certain men are doing nothing in August, and then they're doing things. A lot of Arsenal players are seasonal. A lot of these players will look at them and we think they need to go. Then it's talk of new deals and all of these things. You lot can argue what you want, innit? But yeah, man, is what it is. I love Lacazette. I'd be open to giving him a new deal, especially because of, like I said, crucially, less so much Lacazette, more so having a striker in the team if stuff goes wrong. That's me, innit? But yeah, man, is what it is. Have you seen the defensive stat going around in the last 20 games? Arsenal are on top. Crazy, but didn't we finish the season with the third best defense? And our defense is improving. We're doing our thing. We're making movements, but we still have, defensive. We still have bad habits. We still concede cheap goals. Would you take Lallana? Nah, man, it's too late in the day for that one there, man. And to be fair, I'm pretty sure Gab Jesus and Firmino probably bagged more goals than Lacazette, same way, just to humor you, And Lacazette, Gab Jesus is a side man at City. And to be fair with you, I don't really care about Firmino and Gab Jesus' situations. They're at two stronger teams. We're at bloody Arsenal Football Club. Gab Jesus' thing is meaty. 52 goals in 139 appearances for in the Premier League, 28 goals. So again, considering he's a sideman, not too dissimilar from Lacazette. Is this the company we want to keep? Again, if City never had the wealth of attacking options, which we don't have the luxury, do you think they're looking at Gab Jesus? There's different sorts of scrutiny. The same goes for Firmino, but their situations are not ours. The reality is we don't have the luxury of overcompensating. We can't look to our left-hand side and say that Saka's getting 10 goals, 10 assists at this moment in time. We can't say that with Pepe. We can't say that with Martinelli. We can't say the midfielders are bringing in goals. So there's no overcompensating to where Firmino might get a blight. The situations are not the same. Obviously, I hope to be in that situation one day, but let's call a spade, man. We can't allow ourselves to cap because we like players. Come on now, man. Come on now, man. None of these guys that Emmanuel mentioned are primary dons in their team, apart from Firmino, and his job is not to score goals. If Lacazette's job is not to score goals, why the fuck's he up front? Come on now, let's be serious. It don't sound like sense, man. It don't sound sensible. Come on now, man. Dominic Calvert-Lewin would bang at Arsenal. I'd love if we got him next summer. Hold Laka and Oba till then. Again, he's going to cost an arm and a leg. But no, in Arsenal, we'd sign Dominic Calvert-Lewin. All of a sudden, the crosses are going to stop. A bit mad. Immobile is the one. I can't say I back that. Just stop by to hit the like button. Respect Deluded. Bless Tony. I appreciate that, my guy. Stay safe. I'm an Arsenal fan, man. I'm always going to say Prime Sanchez. Alexis. DG Lacazette is our second highest scorer. Put some respect on his name. I don't think where have you seen that? Listen, where have you seen me disrespect Lacazette? I've said the man needs a new contract and all these things. What are you talking about? And if Lacazette, someone who doesn't score, is your second top goal scorer in your team, once again, that tells you that alarm bell should be ringing. You're not scoring enough goals. You know, you're not. Like, you're not. Which we don't. We don't create enough chances. We don't score enough goals collectively, individually. None of our players are really scoring like that. You know, fair play to Lacazette, but the very fact that Lacazette cannot be involved for, really, we've been clamoring and clamoring and clamoring and clamoring on for him to get opportunities, and he's got opportunities now. The very fact that he's been a sideman up until recent and he's up there as our second top goal scorer, I'm looking at it now. What does that tell you? The team is struggling to score goals, so we need to revamp that. Everything you man are saying is we're getting back to it. Remove the Lacazette goggles, man. Like, remove the Lacazette goggles. Don't lie to yourselves. You man are telling me, you man are acting like I've told you Santa Claus isn't real when that. You look at that, bro. This is meaty. This is why we're in problems. Top goal scorer. Shout to Aubameyang for 7. You lot said Aubameyang was finished and all this fuckery. 7 goals, 2 assists. Fair play. After that, Smith Rowe with 3 and 2, and Smith Rowe's probably patterned that in recent weeks. Lacazette's got 3 goals and 1 assist. What one is all 3 in the league? Fair play. You got Saka there. You've got Eddie there with 2 goals. Now Eddie's our 4th top goal scorer, tied with Saka. Eddie and Nketiah is 1 behind Lacazette. So are we gonna be sensible now? Because man can say put some respect on Eddie's name. He's 2 off Lacazette, and he ain't played in the league. So we could all do this dumb shit. Like, come on now, man. Come on now, man. As much as I like Lacazette as well, we've got to also consider, if you're going to give, for me, you give the man a 1-year deal. But if you're going to give him anything more, or even a year, you need to understand, is he going to play to this level in a year? A lot of you that was screaming it was unanimous to give Aubameyang a new deal. You suddenly turn it around and said, oh, he's a money grabber. I told you we shouldn't have done it, and all of these things. I'm the biggest Lacazette fan there is here. This is why I keep saying these things. You can check the CV. But you can't just because you like a player like myself, you can't allow it to make you chat nonsense, man. Laka's good at everything apart from scoring goals, man. We know we don't have patterns of play, and I discount that. That's why all of these attacking players are going to struggle. But Lacazette's had 3 different gaffers. The goal scoring, he's gone through different patches. But enough about Lacazette, man, because you lot get in your feelings too much, man. And if Lacazette hasn't been a sure starter for us, why is that? Why has Wenger looked at him for 3 years and then we've signed him finally? 6 months later, he's been. Why isn't he a main player under Emery? Which I think is harsh for you to say that. Why isn't he a main guy under Arteta for being devil's advocate? He's not clinical, as simple as that, and that's why man are overcompensating. Like, come on now, man. I respect Lacazette so highly. I respect his thing, but allow me, man. Arsenal fans celebrate some mediocrity, and I'm not even talking about Lacazette. But that's the point. Fucking hell, you've done him dirty, Adam. Imagine if a doctor was good at everything but diagnosing. Fucking hell. It's mad. What do you think of Nketiah? I think he's crazy that he isn't in the French team. Emery tried to tell us, innit? Need to get that one. The revision is mad. How can you say we don't create enough and then say we don't score enough? You're contextualizing things and you're trying to be smart, Kieran. We don't. We don't create enough. No one scores enough. Arteta doesn't want to score enough. But somehow, Aubameyang, regardless of this, is with 7 goals. Lacazette has 3. Like Nketiah is 1 off him. Boy, I've seen Aubameyang have different managers. I've seen him score these goals. I've seen Vardy have different gaffers. I've seen him score these goals. No better way around it. Goals win games. Strikers have to be able to score, and Lacazette can do all the other stuff, but it's a myth. And striking as a whole at our club needs to improve. Smith Rowe and Saka need to start striking the ball cleanly. If we're real with ourselves, a couple of Smith Rowe's goals are kind of some accidental things. Like on another day, that Villa one probably is chalked off as an own goal, shameless one. Remember when he scored against what was it? He scored against Spurs. That was a good finish. What was it? Was it Chelsea? He's like shanked it into the ground. All goes in, man. How many minutes has Laka played? Don't care, man, because he's played significantly in previous years. You know, there's no way around it. Lacazette's going to leave this club, and I hope this is the year he's going to leave this club without 20 league goals. You lot can argue with me as much as you want, bro. You can tell me about how many times he's played and these things. The man's played 177 times for Arsenal Football Club. He's played 177 times for Arsenal Football Club. Look, it's right here. Right here. 177 times. Shout out Lacazette because, listen, stats aren't everything. As I keep saying, he's an important player. I love the guy to bits. Some of these goals have been some very important clashes. Some of these goals have been some fantastic finishes. But 68 goals in a team historically under so many gaffers that hasn't done stuff in terms of creativity. Now, you know, if we go and look at where's the squad, show me the squad details, please. You know, if we scroll down, Aubameyang's played on the wings. Aubameyang's played up front. Aubameyang's had COVID. You know, the team doesn't play to Aubameyang's strengths. We don't create. Same luxuries. He's got 4 goals in 8. And this ain't no Aubameyang versus Lacazette. I'm a big fan of Lacazette. It's just you lot need to remove the wool from your eyes. You're lying to yourselves. You're lying to yourselves. And you're overcompensating because you like the guy. 157. 92 goals. Anywho, finally, enough on that, man. Good debates, though, man. I want to see Arteta really give Balogun a run in the cup games. I believe in his ability, respectfully, until the FA Cup comes around. But it's a myth, innit? Because Eddie's been in good form. Aubameyang and Lacazette will always start ahead of Balogun currently if there's a serious game like a cup where if we're in the quarterfinals, we need to go through. FA Cup, I want to take it seriously if I'm completely honest with you. So depending on the opposition we draw at the time, he might get a start. But that one there might be a myth. So it might be the best for Balogun right now. You stayed for the first 6 months. You tried to get into the first team. For right now, you look off the pace. You don't look like you're quite levels. Let's find him the right loan spell under the right gaffer, preferably a team that plays attacking, forward-thinking football. For me, a team that has small resources and a small playing squad, because then he's more likely to get more minutes. And then let's see where he is next summer, if he's levels. If not, you're still a young G. Go out on loan again, show your levels. And then when Aubameyang's cycle will be done now. Lacazette, I assume he'd be done by now. But done by then, we bring in the next man. Let's see where we're at then. I would like him to get chances, but at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you, bro. We're in the quarterfinals. I don't know who we're going to draw, but we're in the quarterfinals. I want to go through. Do I think on current form right now, if I'm picking the team today and I need to win over 90 minutes, I'm picking Balogun? I'm probably not. So that one there's a myth. In the league, can we afford to start Balogun right now against Leicester ahead of anyone else? Because we need to get 3 points. I'm not saying you, Sky, but I do think fans want everything. And you can't have it. You can't have all the young players still be competitive. You know, it's like with Saliba. When I'm not saying bad man, because Saliba's going to come and shell it down. But you can't cry about Saliba playing and or these young players playing. And then if Saliba gives the ball away and concedes and we drop 3 points, you can't have it all. You can't be mad competitive, have all the young players, spend all money, spend no money. I know fans want to do it all, but it can't bang, man. It just can't. It's not how life works, man. EG, you know Laka's highest goal scoring season is the same as Watkins' first year last season, boy. Well, Lacazette's my guy. Lacazette is a team player. That's why I want him to get a year deal, especially because I see us pissing about when it comes to looking for a striker. So, yeah. But I do think there's a lot of overcompensation for Lacazette. I'm not saying Arsenal won't. I guess in short, I'm not saying Arsenal won't miss Lacazette. But I think what we'd actually be missing, if you buy properly, you're not missing anything really. You're not, hard work. Who can't work hard? Who can't press? It's because Arsenal have been starved of this. It's like with Tomiyasu, bro. I rate Tomiyasu, and I'm the biggest one. Look at that header. Oh my God, he's the man at right back. He's the man. Because we've had guys that can't do basics. So there's this luxury of just loving it. We're so starved of people working hard. So when it's infectious, and there's games where you see it, man start overcompensating and start capping to themselves. But yeah, man. Personally, I love Laka. I would only give him a 1-year deal. We need to think about our future. I mean, at his age, I wouldn't give anything more. Someone needs to build a time machine and make sure Don Raul doesn't sign Pepe. Bloody hell. Mahrez has 7 goals. Again, you get it. Bro, it's a madness. What makes you fun? I don't know. Ask your girl. Tabloid men in the chat. If you haven't heard him disrespect, man, don't voice that he is. Club is bigger than any other player, bro. People that get football understand it, bro. Rattled it, strange lads, bro. But then we've got guys that are staying stands for Granit Xhaka, and I'll do it to rile up the net on Twitter. It's funny, man, how people react. But people get into people probably foaming at the mouth like, you said Lacazette. No, you said Lacazette. I said Lacazette is like a turkey and like a threat and a defensive mid that last season, but he's scoring now, bro. Man, live in dream world, bro. Aside from ability and talent, strikers need confidence and trust from their manager. Lacazette seems to have self-confidence, but appears to not have the consistency and confidence of his manager. That's a good point. And I'm not going to lie, I respect Lacazette because at the first half of last season, that was the lowest I've seen Lacazette. Like, Lacazette looked like he weren't feeling himself. And then I swear that was when there was a chance he scored a goal and all the players went crazy, started hugging him up, and it went off from there. Lacazette's my guy. I'll keep him for the squad, but yeah, man. People running defensive stats a lot. Bro, trust me, bare defensive strikers, man. You know, and what people fail to understand, two problems can be held, can be in the same vein. Like, clearly Arsenal struggle with Arteta passing the ball forward, so no one's really scoring. But then man are acting like that's necessarily an excuse for Lacazette. He's played under 3 different gaffers, bro. But do you know how shameless I have to be to say he's our second highest goal scoring? That is shameless, you know. Like, do you know how shameless that is? Do you know how shameless that is? Like, do you know how, bro? That is shameless because when you look at the games played, bro, Aubameyang's played 9 games in all comps. Smith Rowe's played 11. You know, it's a bit of a madness. Lacazette has played 7 games, and Nketiah has played 2 and 2, and he's one off him. So if we're gonna do the shameless thing and lying and bringing lazy stats and manipulating stats because the segment sounds great, crazy, it's a madness. Why do we worry so much about individual stats? I don't know who worries about such, but it is something to bear in mind, really and truly. And for this comment about Lacazette has never been a sure starter, why hasn't he made himself a sure starter? That's the lesson that I'm not talking with no people that can't apply balance, people that are just on the mad. You know, I don't like when people just attack Lacazette. I don't like when people make their, excuses for players. There needs to be a middle ground where we praise the good and we talk about the concerns, man. Anyone that's not on that, you need to actually fuck about the channel because that's not what we're doing here. Oh, we're flirting with 200 likes. But he's a goat for that. He's a decent player, fucking frustrating, but a decent player. Hey, fam, big bro, a big fan of you from Indonesia. Keep up the good work. Love your content. Big up the Indonesians, them. I know the time zone must be crazy. So, yeah, man. Have you talked about Zakaria? Time ago, my guy. Go to minute 26. I think from 26, minute 26 to 30, 33. I'll drop the timestamp in the comments for you. You can go back, man. I love all Arsenal players. I don't dislike any players. I support them all. My favorite players, Pepe and Aubameyang, Laka, New. Well, there you have it, don't you? I'll give everyone respect. I'll support everyone, but I can't lie to myself. I'm a big fan of Aubameyang. I sat here and said, "Oh, yo, Aubameyang, you're not scoring goals for yourself." I like Pepe, but he frustrates the fuck out of me. You know, I don't think he's a bad player. I don't think he's necessarily a good one. He frustrates the hell out of me. I'm Martinelli FC. I am the president of Martinelli FC. He's been meaty in the opportunities he's been given. I'm probably vice president of Tomiyasu FC. He's meaty going forward. I like Gabriel. There's things he's got a pattern. I like Ramsdale. There's question marks in his game as great as he's been playing. I like Saka. The man needs to learn how to finish. The man needs to learn how to take a corner. I like Smith Rowe. If I'm honest with you, decision making at times, you know, against Palace, it was meaty. It was meaty. Bro, allow me with them Alex Song and Ospina takes, man. I'll come off this, man. Trust me, they fancy man like Oman. What is mad thing, man? Wasn't this supposed to start an hour ago? I don't know why I'm going for that. I'm just hearing it. Bro, very interesting comments, man. You know, Lacazette is getting you lot out in your drones. I wish this was Twitch. I wish this was Twitch, car. Yeah, man. Man said Lacazette earned Aubameyang's big contract. Stop lying to yourself. Like, come on. Why have we got to make points and just quite frankly talk bullshit? Like, come on now. Aubameyang earned it himself. Lacazette had a great partnership, but Aubameyang earned it because Aubameyang scored the goals. What we talking about? And if you're relating to how many 90 minutes Lacazette has played, why hasn't he played 90 minutes? Why are man not trusting in him to play 90 minutes, blood? What's going on? You're allowing yourself to talk foolishness now, man. And the thing about me, I love debates. I can't really air it. Like, I can't air it. I can't air nonsense. I respect your opinion, but you're fucking chatting shit now, man. Like, why is he getting dropped? Brother, let's look at, fuck it. Let's look at all of Lacazette's years at this moment in time at this football club. Yeah, there's been injuries and whatnot. Are we going to blame everyone for him not playing 90 minutes? There's 3 managers. How many times has Lacazette completed 90 minutes? Fuck it. Let's look at last season, where, to be fair, Arteta tax and them thing there has to be applied without a doubt. But let's go and look at it. All comps. Of course. Why has it even got Euro 2020? He was never touching Euros, brother. What's going on there? Let's fuck it. What else we got? We've covered everything we need to cover, so why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? Let's scroll the way. Let me scroll the way down. StreamYard's acting, or I would bring it on the screen. But what's going on here? Let's see. Let me go back. Why is it not coming up? Premier League, how many times did you play 90, bro? From the first game of last season, he scored. He got 80 set. To be fair, again, he started last season blisteringly. I remember he scored in that defeat to Liverpool. He scored in his first 3 games. Fair play. Fair enough. 87, 77, 73s on the bench against Sheffield United. 21 minutes against Manchester City. He got 90 minutes in the defeat to Leicester. He got 76 in the victory against United, where that was actually the United away. For me, it's probably his best performance of last season. He doesn't have a goal to show for it, and that shows what Lacazette brings. And that's why, personally, I would like to keep him for a year if we're going to mess about with finding strikers. And that's why I bang on the importance of having strikers, because Lacazette's one of them. He does drop some performances that you're not necessarily going to remember in a year or whatever, because there's not a goal or anything really to match it, if that makes sense. He played well there. He got 90 against Spurs in that defeat, got 60 against Burnley. That just seems like a lot of 90 minutes to me. Scored against Chelsea, scored against Brighton, scored against West Brom, had a madness in the second half of the season. Got 90, 81 against Palace, got 90 against Newcastle, got 90 against Southampton. Got 84 against Leicester, got 88 against Spurs, got 90 against West Ham, got 90 against Liverpool again in the return fixture, got 87 against Sheffield. Obviously, he started getting injured, and towards the end of the season, he didn't really play. So, bro, is this someone that's not playing? Like, come on now. Is this someone? Bro, it don't make sense. It don't make sense to lie to yourselves. It doesn't. Let's look at, I'd say 2018-19. What was that? That must have been the year he got 15 goals. The man has ability. It's just about doing it. You got to call a spade a spade. If you sit there and you want to tell Saka he needs to score, you want to tell Pepe improve your decision making, why the fuck can't we look at Lacazette and say bag some goals, brother? Or why haven't you bagged goals? Come on, man. That's the last I got to say on that thing anyways, man. It's getting boring. It's getting mad boring, lad. Nah, it's not time to go for Laka. It's just stop capping, man. Surely you're only offering Eddie a new contract to sell him on? Probably. Oh, Emmanuel, go and sign up for Shaqwa and do your thing, man. Like, you can. Anyway, let me leave it, bro. Like, end of the day, you can't argue with facts. He hasn't scored 20 league goals. You're not that 30, bro. When was the last time he was called up to the French squad? I don't even care about the international thing, but it's dead, man. And this is it. Man don't want to admit it, bro. Giroud is been better than Lacazette. If you're honest with yourself, it's tiresome, blood. EG AFC allowed you to broadcast live from the dressing room. I snuck in, bro. I snuck in. Big up from Algeria. Who do you think is going to win the African Cup of Nations in Jan? I mean, would love it. Would love it to be anyone that an Arsenal player plays for. So if that's Ivory Coast, Ghana, probably a massive shout for Gabon. But yeah, man, is what it is. Politics. Why was Ozil not played by 3 managers? He was played by 3 managers. You know, Arteta used him and then rubbed him out. When Arteta walked through the door, he started using him. Wenger loved him. Emre kind of used him, and then even Emre had a bit of a problem. That's 2 of the 3 gaffers, 2 of the 3 mans. And Ozil's another one that, is that the company you want to keep? That's another one that's going to polarize opinions. For what it's worth, Ozil is a terrific player, one of the best ballers I've seen with a ball at his feet, at this football club. But that's the next one that's going to polarize opinion. If you're throwing up goal scoring, or if you're throwing up in terms of trying to label consistency, and man are throwing Ozil out there, or you're throwing, you're talking about goals and you're looking at Gabriel Jesus and Firmino, which are anything but that. Come on now. It's not really good examples. You're behaving like one of them that doesn't want to be objective to see in another light of the nonsense you're talking. Man said, been here for about 10 minutes, something in the water today. So wild comments, big up DG nevertheless. Lacazette needs to sign a deal, man. But, bro, so what, is Lacazette better than Ivan Toney and these, man? Ivan Toney's the next man that needs to show he can score goals in this league. Other people you can sign: Vlahic, Isaac, Watkins, Tony, Thuram, David. Some of them names mean these men have too many excuses, man. Oh, it's all love, Kieran, man. What else have we got? Interesting comments, but yeah, I'm tired of the speaking about, man. No, it's just I'll have it, but I'm a big fan of Lacazette, but we're lying to ourselves, man. And Emmanuel, we're going around in circles, bro, because I mean you're not listening. You're muted, bro. This is like when I used to argue with my ex, like it's not listening, fam. Like you're not listening. We're not listening, brother. You're not listening. Yeah, you're actually not listening. Goals are not everything. But last time I checked, goals win games. And we can all agree with that. Lacazette's game is probably enough for us to sit down and say, this, all I'm saying is on one hand, bro, you're a good player. You should be scoring more. But on the other hand, bro, why are you not scoring? Goals are not everything, bro. Goals win games, fam. Like, you win the Champions League at 0-0. No, it goes to penalties. You have to score goals, more goals than the opposition. Lacazette makes us play amazing, bro. But then no one was saying that when we beat Spurs. And for what it's worth, I was saying Pepe, Lacazette's got to come in. Lokonga, no one was saying that. When it's against Villa, my point being, Lacazette's a good player, but there's balance. For the 10 games that is true with we play better, there's been 10 games he's played. And it's not just him. People cry about Granit Xhaka. When we look shaky against Brighton, people are like, where's Xhaka? And they're right. He might have done something. But there's also been games we've looked shaky with him involved. It ain't making sense. Why can't, think people are not saying wrong things, but why is it always got to go to the extreme part to the point where it's not making no sense? It's really lacking in sense. Love to see video or debate with subscribers. I mean, members first, man. And here we go, man. Once again, someone else not listening. If you can look past just scoring in a team that needs goals, then you see and understand what Lacazette brings to us as a team. I mean, from someone that has said Lacazette's pressing, Lacazette new contract needed, all of these things. Come on now, man. Oh, Firmino is not judged on scoring goals in that Liverpool team, and that's another one that has ability to score more goals and should score more goals. So what the fuck now? Like, Firmino has some mediocre stats for Liverpool. He should score a lot more goals. Gabriel Jesus as well. So what are we saying now? Come on, man. Like, I want this, brother. Wait, come on, man. Good debates nonetheless. Keep them coming, people. But stop lying to yourselves, man. I think El Nesri would fit Arteta's system and play style, wouldn't cost an arm and a leg. I like him, but I don't watch him all the time. I don't know if I can confirm he's 30. So anyone that can confirm El Nesri is proper 30. The statistics look good. He's doing his thing. He looks on fire every time I see him play. But I can't confirm if that makes sense. Can someone confirm that he's 30? Appreciate all my Jamaican tugs locked in. We beat Villa, and my fella Gooner forgot the draws versus Bro, Arsenal fans lack balance. We were getting relegated first couple games. We're the best thing since sliced bread being undefeated. We, Arteta out in the Brighton and Palace games. And I'm not saying you can't feel these things. It's just fans lack balance. It's one extreme narrative to the other. People, even with this Lacazette thing, people can't accept that multiple truths are living in the same realm. You've got people just moving like Lacazette shit, which is not true. And you've got people overcompensating. It's a mazza. And this is, bro, we have a fan base that said Granit Xhaka is better than Vieira in it. So it's a bit of a lost one. Maybe the dislike is on the videos of them. We found them now. It's all Emmanuel and that the Lacazette fan base. Hey, Lacazette might as well start OnlyFans now. I'm playing this all banter, man. You on Rance's channel today? Yeah. What is your starting 11 for the weekend, DG? We'll get into that tomorrow when we review Arsenal Palace. But it's the same for Firmino, blood. Bro, when we put Lacazette in the 10, it was Robbie. No worries, my guy. If the situation is bad, players won't score. Salah was not scoring with Jose. Why? Yeah, man, because man are talking about how much did he was a sideman at Chelsea. So what are you on about? You're letting this argument make you see left. Well, it's not arguing. It's just it's a borderline frustration because you're now it goes beyond debate and you're now lying to yourselves, man. I don't know. I'm not Opta, man. I don't care about Firmino like that, bro. Right, go and look. Nothing to do with not happening. It's just a passionate debate. I love it. I feel alive. Time is flying. I almost don't want to leave you. Lot. It's almost 7 p.m. now in Indonesia. Hopefully, Arsenal can keep the winning streak going. Same. And maybe the performances across 90 minutes can begin to react. And bro, it just has to hold the block, man, because you're just chatting shit now, man. This feels like Emre's unbeaten run. We are unbeaten, but still not doing bits. Trust. If Laka was such a playmaker, why was he shit at 10? Trust, man. Trust. I'm not talking about him no more. Hey, Kareem Adeyemi, Aubameyang, and Saka would be class. It would be, but Kareem Adeyemi's a myth. Will Lacazette be missed when we sell what we can't replace? Yeah. I think Lacazette's strengths, there's some games you just need someone that's a physical presence. For instance, as much as I waffle on about giving Balogun chances, bro, there's times when it's not going to happen in the game, like against Brentford. It's good for Balogun's education, but he's not with it. But anyone probably would have struggled from an Arsenal perspective playing in that game for us. But that was a game, man. They need Lacazette. Again, against Crystal Palace, I wanted Lacazette to start the following game because Aubameyang was pressing by himself. So Lacazette came in. There's also incidences where both of them players unbalanced the team. This is why we need different options. DG, what separates the 20-plus strikers from the rest? Just curious. The man, they are scoring the goals, innit? No matter what the weather is, no matter what the system is, no matter what the gaffer is, unless a mad thing happens, like you're seeing with Kane and at the moment and Aubameyang last year, the man, they are scoring goals. They're getting it. Nothing stopping them. And if you can't have that, Lacazette would look a lot better if we had two wingers that are bringing up, like if we had the Salah and Mane thing. But it's not a thing like that. Kareem's cold, bro. Edu should know Brazil like the back of his hand, man. And this is it for me. Lacazette has the ability to be better than this, in my opinion, but didn't reach his full potential. Bro, Lacazette, bro, do you know how gassed that was that year that we signed him from Lyon? And I'm seeing what he's doing. He's been a good player for us, but we can't lie to ourselves, man. What else have we got, man? DG, on a real, would you buy Isak or Cunha for Laka? I assume you mean to replace him. Isak's a more traditional forward. Cunha could probably be converted, but he's more of a winger to me anyway. He's more of one of them sort of typical Brazilian, man. So I'd say Isak, really. Goals are currency for the win. Simple. What else have we got? I need to scroll the way back, man. Man said, I know we on DG's live, but can't be moving deluded about the lack of thing. And the wickedest thing is, yeah, Lacazette is they're fighting fanboys. Like, we're all fighting each other, bro. I'm just not gonna cap. Like, I'm not a dick rider. Like, hey, pardon my language, pause. You know, I can't do that. I'm Lacazette FC, bro. You see the way I carry on with the passion merchant thing. One of my favorite times being at the Emirates in recent years. I've told you lot before when we battered West Ham a couple years ago, and I was in the corner and Lacazette scored, and Lacazette's going, "Come on." I'm looking at him, not on a funny man thing, but we're locking eyes. It's a match made in heaven. You get me? Like, Lacazette's my guy, but can't be lying to ourselves. But fuck the Lacazette thing now, bro. Lacazette's only divided opinion because he's doing well. These same guys will be calling the first to call him shit. Can't be paying 180k per week for a 15-goal striker. DG Belotti on a free. Why not? But I like Anthony. I can't lie. Wasn't necessarily convinced first time around. Like, I know he's got ability, but I'm starting to join the hype train. He needs to continue where he's going, and then I'm fully a part of it, if I'm completely honest with you. Just needs to keep it going. Literally just needs to keep it going, man. Literally that. Is what it is. Oh, not that dreaded. Do you know what? That's a band. We're not saying certain. Do you know what? Certain people. I'm not saying no names again. I'm not saying names. My sense of L being mentioned on the pitches, the whole team will play better with him than without him. He energizes the team, but there's been times he's been there and it's been duddery. So it's a mad one, man. DG Arsenal need another wide player. Would want Rafinha and sell Pepe, cut our losses. You know, again, I don't know if we're gonna make peas on Pepe, but I hear that PSG are in for Rafinha allegedly now. So they're the sort of man that you got to buy before, innit? Like, where was Rafinha before? I never knew nothing about Rafinha until I see him rock up at Leeds. But these are the man you got to buy before. It's like Tuchemani. You got to get him when he's at Bordeaux. Karim Adeyemi. You've got to bag him before he does this purple patch thing. When certain players that are good, when they play to a certain standard and all the sharks start circling Arsenal out of this thing. Where was you before, man? Right. Rafinha. At the age of, I don't know if Wikipedia is telling the truth, but at the age of 7, he attended Ronaldinho's birthday party due to his father and uncle's relationship with the player. Right. Man got to be friends with Ronaldinho. So where was you? I mean, he's had an interesting, he's played for a couple of Brazilian teams. He was at Sporting in Portugal. He was at Rennes. I watched Rennes quite frequently, so he didn't stand out for man, And then you've gone to Leeds. Madness. Baller. And this is what it is. You got to be able to get these sort of man. If not, myth. Myth of the myth. Who got timed out for no reason? Listen, unless I don't think I've got any power happy mods, but any mod that's blocked anyone, I support them because someone must have been just chatting shit. Big up the Trinidad's locked in. I think we are happy with two good strikers. I listen. I do think we enjoy them. I do think we enjoy them both. It's just what we can't do is cap. When Aubameyang wasn't scoring, we were saying he weren't scoring. So why can't we say it with other men? I don't know about you lot, but it ain't no either or. It's madness. But I like Jude Bellingham. But again, you should have been grabbing them man there from time ago. It's over now. Well, I don't want to say we ain't got a chance of it, but yeah. Barcelona have confirmed Sergi Bojan has been appointed as their new interim coach. So that's that for them people. But it's been a fantastic one, man. It's been a fantastic one with engagement. I know it's become Lacazette debate club. Do you know what? We might as well start having we might start making genuine segments where we debate about footballers, man, because I do enjoy it. But bloody hell, Lacazette, man. People think I fucking hate you, Lacazette, man. Like, it's a bit of a mad one. But yeah, man. On that note, though, I'm gonna love and leave you. I need to head over to Rance's live stream on Twitch. It's been a fantastic one. We've spoken about Kroenke. We've spoken about Nketiah, you know, we've spoken about a couple other things, you know. Tomorrow I was going to speak about the next 5 games and whatnot, but I'll speak about them tomorrow. It kind of sets up tomorrow perfectly. And I don't mind going left with the live streams because, again, it's healthy debate. It's, you know, it was a very interesting one. Couple individuals getting a bit excited, you know, thinking Lacazette's going to suck them off. Pardon my language. But yeah, man, it is what it is, you know. You know what? Odegaard tomorrow. If you lot want that, let me write that down to remind myself. Odegaard debate tomorrow, man. Odegaard debate tomorrow. No, what? Should we do a Pepe one as well? We might as well call that the Arsenal debate club. You know what? Indirectly, we might have given birth to a new part of content for me and a new sort of angle. We might see what we could do around that still. But yeah, all debate and banter. DG, just a random one. Would you take Rashford? Yeah, I mean, the decision making's terrible, but I'm biased because I like Rashford, man. Big up your channel, brother. When I'm chilling, I get fried, watch anime and your channel. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate that. For fried, I don't know. I would love to be fried as well. We'll get back. I will get back. Save your Pepe opinions. We'll get back. Bro, break the internet, man. Wouldn't call it a healthy debate, unhealthy obsessions. Bro, when it goes to be unhealthy obsessions, it's a bit weird. But yeah, I do this for the majority. The majority of people have been able to see other perspectives and whatnot, and it's been healthy. And for me, it's made the time fly. And it's, as I always say, it's a pleasure to be here. It's a privilege to be here with the, you know, the supporters that I have here. The fact that we've got, you know, 41k and growing, it's appreciative of that, man. So yeah, I'm gonna be on Twitch at 3 p.m. I'm gonna play Football Manager, where, you know, I actually sold Lacazette, so you lot might actually get onto me. But yeah, man, on that note, I'm gonna get out of here, man. I'm gonna get out of here. The fact Lacazette hasn't got 20 league goals is a crime. I'm out of here. I've won. I've said the last word. I'm out. Peace.
So, you always use that. Defenders. I think